So there's one aspect to modern and legacy vintage that I'm not a fan of as a player of the game, and that's combo decks. Specifically, ones that get to an infinite combo and then they just win, basically. I don't think they should be disallowed. I don't think people should feel bad playing them. I just don't like them. Just my opinion. And when you play these kind of decks online, there's a little different interaction. So when you play it in real life, generally, once you can demonstrate that you can go infinite, so to speak, that the combo will go off, that's all you need to kind of declare victory. But online, in Magic the Gathering Online, there is no such interaction. There is just the commonly accepted mentality of some, where if somebody starts a combo that the other person is aware of, that's going to go infinite, then they just concede, right? Move on to the next match. Sometimes people will make them run it out, which is fine too, in my opinion. I think both methods are fine, or both, I think conceding, accepting that, hey, my opponent's got the combo, they're going to win, let's move on to the next game. That's fine. Then also making that opponent run the combo out is also fine. The trouble with Magic the Gathering Online is there's a clock, like a chess clock. And if you make somebody run out their combo, it can often take too much time. It leaves other people in the tournament waiting. So in general, I would like to see people concede to it, but I myself have been guilty of the salty, no, you got to run it out mentality too. So part one, I definitely would love to hear what your opinion is of, do infinite combos. What is the appropriate etiquette? Today, there was a specific situation with Randy Buehler, a fan of vintage and a monastery. He was running a monastery combo deck, I believe. And there's a function in MTGO that's broken that allows him to more quickly execute this combo. His opponent, I'm sure, knew this and made him run it out to the end. And he then lost the match to time by like 10 seconds, apparently. So in this particular case, I would say, I can understand why this would be very tilting, because as a player, this is not the player's fault. This is a bug, a known bug of Magic the Gathering Online. As an opponent, this is definitely angle shooting. I don't like it. It's like rules lawyering in real life. It's cheesy. You won't find most people, other than hardcore pros who don't have any perspective in life, defending angle shooting. I don't like it. It's not. I'm more of a spirit of the law than a letter of the law guy, and that's why I don't like competitive Magic. Now today, Randy was both victim of a known issue with Magic the Gathering Online and what appears to be an angle shooter, and he lost. His point was, hey, he knew I was going to win. This is kind of stupid to make me run it out, especially to get a win that's kind of a cheap win. And, oh, by the way, there's 8 other people in the tournament that had to wait for this match to end, that had to sit around and wait for this, when you could have just ended the game and everyone could have moved on with their lives. So, rightfully salty, I would say. But there's a bit of hilarity around it because this is all people. So he tweets out, seriously, whoever this username is, time vault will take, he locked, and you make me play it out, and I find the mentor, but you still don't concede. Bad form. Again, obvious salt here. His NaCl levels are off the chart. But it's not long after this tweet that, like, Irony.exe completely crashed. We had an Irony overflow error, and Magic players, and predictably pro Magic players, show their true selves, right? So everyone agrees here. I think we can all agree that this is salty. It's a salty tweet. We've all been guilty of it. That's all it is, right? It's calling it kind of in his opinion, a dick move, which I don't disagree with, but I don't think that's absolute. But then, like, we have here we have Kai Buddha, like, obviously, like, an angle shooter, you know. Oh, well, he played the clock right. And Randy concedes, while he did win, there's no meaningful stakes online for vintage on MTGO. And that isn't the etiquette most of us play by. Now, again, here we go. Letter of the law versus spirit of the law, okay? Like, the letter of the law says his opponent can let him clock out all he wants, and that's fine. And ultimately, if I were forced to make a judge decision on this, I would side with the player that made him run out the combo and lose the game. I mean, that's the rules. Doesn't mean I have to like it, right? And we have more pros. Maybe changing this etiquette will help the pace of play. So all these pros come out, like, you know, if there's no expectation to concede, it would incentivize you to not use clock earlier in the match. So he's basically saying you should have played better. But then we got this clown. This guy is one of the most paper-thin people in the community. You know, him and I have, I mean, he's got a political science degree and a communications degree. So let's just say he wasted his college, and he's really got no meaningful skills in life other than being average Magic player. But, you know, and virtue signaling online. But he comes in with his, this isn't really appropriate to shame somebody for. And right there, like, the irony stack overflows, right? Like, isn't that what you're doing? They're basically bullying someone they perceive to be bullying, right? Randy says, why not? It's literally the thing that keeps social etiquette functioning. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. No, that this prompts... Oh, wait, I forgot to do his voice. No. I forget how to do it now. This prompts your followers to potentially harass this person for the client's functionality, albeit an angle shoot. Your frustration is valid. The specific callout was posting the username crosses the line. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. What line does it cross? I mean, I'm sorry, but when you play in a major tournament, your name is displayed on the feed. Everyone knows who you are. This is not, you know, Magic Online does not promise anonymity. Therefore, he has every right to complain about his opponent. There's no rule against that. And all these people then, like, oh, you. This is by far the most important point here. Using your position as a public figure to bully puppet against perceived slights is wrong. Like, and Randy is one of them, as far as I know. You know, this guy is a teddy bear, a huge advocate for the vintage format, and all these paper thin people. You know, here we're tattling basically. Well, not really. They're saying like, hey, this is a problem with Magic Online. And he's like, the fact that F7 doesn't work for mentor triggers is super tilting and quite literally painful. But like, you know, I agree that it's salty, but it's just hilarious. You know, how all these people show up to bully him for being a bully. And this is pretty typical of a lot of Magic players, unfortunately. As a Magic player, you know, there are some voices of reason here. You know, prowess triggers are an issue, so probably don't harp on Buehler for making a legitimate complaint. F7 should and does not work. That's tilting. Like, good on you, Benjamin Bots. Good on you. Well, you should have more followers. You know, most people, you know, here public shaming is a no-go. Like, you know, calling a dick move is not shaming somebody. I guarantee you don't play Vintage if you don't know the game. You know the decks that are in Vintage. You know the glitches that are in MTGO. This guy literally knew he was going to win by making him run out the combo. We all know this. If you can't agree with that, then you've never played Magic Online. These people are just, you know, they're blowing a tweet way out of proportion. Now I get to do a video on it and meme on them. So this is great. You know, calling out someone who did not cheat is bad form. So as long as they cheat, then you can call them out. But if they angle shoot, which many people consider to be bad for the game, that's okay. And then he just gets pounded. You know, public shaming. No. Oh my God. Like, with all the chat in Magic Online, like, how can you look at this tweet by Randy Buehler, and these people know who he is. They know he's probably just salty about losing. I'm actually really surprised he didn't delete this tweet. I suspect he probably will, after more people, because this will become a thing, right? Like, Hipsters of the Coast will probably write a shaming article about it. Like, Randy Buehler abuses anonymous user on the internet who may or may not, and people. Somebody literally said to me, "Oh no, this is just Randy. He wants everyone to go, all the people that follow him, to go and harass this guy on MTGO." No, he doesn't. No, he absolutely does not. He's calling a dick in his opinion, and that's all this is. And to assume it's any more is just a typical outrage culture from a lot of my fellow Magic players, and I think it's hilarious. Leave Randy alone. He was just blowing off some steam, folks.